welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Laura from Running on Yarn, and I'm excited that you're here today. So if you're new here, this is my channel where I talk about my yarn, knitting, other people's yarn. I do pattern reviews and a whole lot more to come, but for now, that's what we do. If you find value in this video today, please click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. And if you hit the little bell, that will notify you whenever I post a new video. So I've been trying to do every couple of weeks. This last time ended up being about a month. So anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, there will be a new video out. So I'm recording this on April 28th. It's a Wednesday morning. It's a beautiful day. So if you don't know, I'm from Casper, Wyoming, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day here. So I was able to go for a run this morning on the river, and it was like 44 degrees, so it felt like a heat wave, and it was glorious. It was so amazing. So I'm excited to be back with you today. Today I want to show you some works in progress, mainly one work in progress, and I have my notes down here. That's why I'm looking down. And then a planned project that I've been anxiously wanting to start. I still haven't started, but I have the yarn. And then I have a pattern review for you, and that will be on the socks for Dumbledore by Crazy Sock Lady Designs. So without further ado, let's get into my update on the shawl hoodie. So if you guys have watched the last couple times, I have been working on the shawl hoodie. So this is by Suzanne Summer, and since last time I've finished the hood and finished the very long I-cord bind off all the way around, and so all I have left to do is sleeves. So I haven't quite just gotten the mindset to start them yet because this is a fingering weight yarn. So for me, this has been taking just like, I have to be in that right mindset to like be using fingering weight for such a large project, but that will be coming soon, and it will be there'll be a nice, like, because it is fingering and it's pretty straightforward design and knitting, it'll be a nice just knit in the round, mindless knitting, which we all need every once in a while, right? So, but I have tried it on a little bit and I like how it fits so far. I'm not going to try it on today because the bottom is rolling kind of because of how it's knit. So I think before I try it on for you all, I need to block it a little bit so it hangs correctly. But I like how it fits. And I'm considering, I have enough yarn, so I'm considering making long sleeves versus 3/4 sleeves, which is how the pattern is written. And I'm kind of digging the sleeves are pretty loose in the picture, but I'm kind of digging that style where the sleeves come in tightly in either like a ribbed or whatever, but they're like long and ribbed and tight on the bottom, but loose on the top. I don't want them super balloony, but I'm kind of liking that style. So I was thinking about that. I have enough yarn, I might do that. So that would make my sleeve project longer. However, I think it would add a really cool design element to it. So, and of course with knitting, we can make our own design, make the designs our own, right? So, but again, I have shown the yarns in the past. So this color is Running on Yarn, my favorite teal. The pink is all the pink, and the really dark gray is called Shiny Black. And those are all my colors. I don't sell this base currently, but I do have all of those colors available on my single ply base currently. So check that out on the website. So on to my next project that I want to start. I saw this pattern, I don't know, several months ago, and I really, really loved it. I wanted to make something new for Declan. So it is the mini Montrealer. And I don't have the screen facing to me, so I'm thinking you can see that, but I can always post just a picture of the pattern right here. So I went and picked out, it's made in a DK weight yarn, and I went and picked out one of our yarn suppliers here in town, got some new Madeline Tosh in, and I'm a sucker for Madeline Tosh. yarn. So I went and got some for this. So Declan's going to have the most expensive hoodie sweater ever, but that's okay. So the colors I chose are, it's going to be in Tosh DK. So I'll kind of show you that right there. And each of these have 225 yards per skein. So I bought 3 of this color, which is Lark. And what I really like about this, let me see if I can get it to show, right there. So it's that orangey color, but it's got some really cool like dark blue in it, which here's also another part of it, which complements the other color that I got, which is Nocturne, which is a really, really dark blue. So I really like both of these together. I think they look awesome. I had my husband help me pick out like main color versus non-main color. And if you see in this pattern, there is a contrast stripe, but I'm not going to do the contrast stripe. I'm just going to do this as the main color and this for the stripes. So, and I'll probably have enough left over of this to do the contrasting I-cord drawstring. So that's the plan as of now. So I have my needles all sitting out, everything. I just have to cast it on. One thing I am completely omitting on purpose is I am not going to swatch. So it's recommended you swatch in the round for this. But my opinion on like kids knits, especially for boys, even girls, but they don't have to, like they can be loose. They don't have to like fit perfectly to every curve. I mean, you don't really want them to. So I'm choosing to do the 2-year-old size. I measured Declan the other day and his chest is 19 inches. And I think the 6 to 18 month was, here I can tell you, 20 inches finished. Yes. And so I wanted him, I think that's right. Hang on. There's a really nice, yes, 20-inch finish. And I wanted him to have a little bit more wearability out of this. And also I think he would hit that perfect sizing this summer. I'd rather him hit that perfect sizing maybe next winter. So I'm going to a size 3 with the pattern, which should take me to about a 22-inch chest circumference. So that's what they recommend for about 2-year-olds in this pattern. And so I think that'll work, but I'm still not going to swatch. Generally, I mean, I know that I should, but I'm generally not like a super tight knitter, so I'm not worried about it coming out too small. I'm usually like right on with most gauges. I'm either right on or just a little bit bigger. I'm all right with a little bit bigger. So, and I think making the size 3, there's enough ease either way that even if it ends up a little bit smaller, it's going to be fine. So that's the risk, no swatching. So, and you want it to swatch in the round. Like I'm such a lazy swatcher. I do like a little bit, but I usually swatch back and forth. And that's going to be a completely different gauge anyways than swatching in the round. So anyways, so again, this is the Mini Montrealer and it's designed by Vincent Deslandes. I don't know if I'm saying that right, so if anybody wants to correct me, please do. And I think I found this on the Instagram of Max the Knitter, so if you guys don't follow him, he has some really, really cool patterns, so some really cool color work and stuff. So by the next time I get back on here with you guys, I will have a new sweater for Declan casted on and hopefully have a little bit going. So it's a raglan design, so I think it's gonna go fairly fast for me. So, all right. I'm really excited about that. If you guys have made this and have any helpful hints or advice, drop it in the comments below and I would take any advice gladly. So let's go on to the pattern review of the day. Okay, so one of my goals for this year is to up my sock knitting a little bit. I tend to do about 1 pair a year, maybe 2. and they tend to be the same pattern every single time, which is this vintage ribbed sock from Vogue from like the 1950s. My mom started me on it, like on my second pair of socks, and it fits relatively well. And so I use it a lot. I don't like the toe on it, but I tend to like do nothing but that. So my goal is to up my sock game. So I've been watching the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. If you guys have not watched her podcast, you should. She's got so many different projects going, socks going. She doesn't do just socks. She does really, really nice tutorials. She has like a summer sock camp coming up, which I don't really have time to participate, but I think it looks really cool. So if you haven't watched her, discovered her stuff yet, you need to get over there on YouTube and watch her channel. So she's got like 100, and I think the last one I watched was 138. Maybe it was 148, but she's got tons out there. She always has new yarns coming in, so it's kind of fun to see like what she's getting in and then what she's working on. So I was inspired to go look at her Ravelry to see what she has, and so I picked socks for Dumbledore. So I'm going to show you. I don't have fancy sock blockers yet. I don't even have boring sock blockers. So hopefully, if you have any suggestions of really good ones to get, I'm like an 8.5 shoe size. I just haven't invested in any yet. So I would love your suggestions on that. Drop those in the comments below as well. So this is the sock. So I'm going to I have worn these a little bit already. So I'm going to kind of show you the design. So to be honest, I love this design actually, and this is the first real like big design I've done on any socks. And I know that's like shocking, but I just usually want something really mindless for socks. And I was shocked at really how mindless this was. So for the first sock up to about maybe where I split for the heel, I did have to look at the chart quite a bit. And then after that, I actually was able to memorize the whole chart, and yeah, it's worked out really, really well. So if you're gonna do 2 socks, I think the whole second sock, I don't even think I looked at the chart once, maybe once or twice, but I was able to do that whole motif without looking, which is great. I had a hard time choosing which of her sock patterns to pick because she tends to use some pretty busy yarns, which look really, really cool, but I feel like this little texture gets lost in those. So I'm gonna show that again. Because it was gonna be on a more solid yarn, that it would be really nice, and I think I was right. I hope I was right. So this yarn, I keep talking about it, this is my 70/30 sock base. Not quite available on the website yet, but it is going to be in our new yarn store that's opening this week on Saturday. So this will probably release the day before it opens, which is Canyon Creek Yarn and Fiber. They're gonna have like a whole half a wall of just this yarn. So I'm really excited. I think this yarn is going to wear really well. This is a new base that I started dyeing up this year. It has 70% merinos, 30% nylon, and I think that kind of tends to wear well. This colorway is Basket Grass. This was our April yarn of the month. I think there's 1 skein left, so if you want it, get online and get it. And I think this particular yarn shows off the stitch definition really well. It's really easy to work with. I like to use the carbons with the nice tips, and I had a couple of times if I lost a stitch, I had a little trouble with the splitting because those tips are really, really sharp. But for the most part, I really, really liked it. So can't wait. I can't wait to make May socks out of what I just dyed up, but I can't show you that yet. So next video. So yeah, that's Basket Grass is the color. As far as the pattern, I think it was really well written, super easy to follow. She really gives really good guidance as to like remembering when you need to remember what row of the chart you're on to go do the heel, And then even just following it, it's a very easy. There was nothing I felt like I had to come up with on my own or have previous knowledge really of sock knitting. So I really like the pattern. The pattern is repetitive, so you really get it down by the end. So I liked that. She uses a heel flap, and I really liked this heel for me that fits me well, so I tend to use a heel flap anyways. And then as far as the toe, she uses a basic rounded toe, and I did do it just the way it was written. Worked really well. For me, this is not my favorite toe, and I don't really have a favorite toe yet. But it comes up a little bit like narrow, so when I wear them, my big toe ends up in this middle and it twists the sock just a little bit. So I don't really love that. So I don't know if I'll choose to do shaped toes on the next one. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't decided, but I'm on a mission to find my perfect toe, my perfect heel. So I'm going to try a whole bunch of different ones this year. So hopefully you guys will see that as we go. I highly recommend this pattern. I am definitely going to get another pattern of hers because I think this one was so well written, and they're also really reasonable. So I don't exactly remember how much I paid, but it was a really reasonable pattern. So I liked that a lot. One thing I just kept in mind, I think I've said this about my hats. I have short knitting syndrome, so I get so excited to finish the project because I'm so ready to be done with it that I go too short. So these ones I actually knitted a whole repeat, not quite a whole repeat, but I finished on a full repeat at the end, and that was a little longer than I would have gone normally. However, these socks have ended up being probably some of my best fitting socks, so I just made sure I had that length. And she has, I don't have the pattern over here with me, but she has a specific, of course, length. And I think that you want to start your heel on. I think a lot of mine, I start at 2 inches, and this was less than 2 inches, and it worked really good. So I would highly recommend these socks, and I will post a nice picture right here. That is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for spending your time watching. I know this was just a quick update show on what I'm working on, what I hope to be working on. And I have working on some more content. I just haven't gotten it out there yet. If you want to be notified as to when the next podcast comes out, click the link below that says subscribe. Like this video, that helps so more than you know. And then if you hit that bell, you'll be notified as to when my next video comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.